Hello, everybody. My name is Audrey. I'm with United Way of the Black Hills, here to share some fun and exciting news with you. We have started this new virtual bus tour where we're going to be virtually meeting with different organizations that have been funded through the COVID-19 Relief Fund. And it's an opportunity for these organizations to share how they are helping out the community through new services and resources for those who have been directly impacted by COVID-19. Today I have here with me George Larson and Jody Litz with the Meals on Wheels of Western South Dakota. They received a grant of $10,000 through the fund, and they also received that match through Black Hills Area Community Foundation. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to them and have them share a little bit about how these funds have assisted their efforts.
Sure, Audrey, thanks a lot. During this time of the coronavirus and all the changes that all of the organizations have had to make, this grant, this $10,000 of the match, have this $20,000 total, have made a huge difference. It's allowed us to make sure that we can buy the PPE, whether it be the masks, the gloves, the alcohol gel, allow us to do contact-free delivery out to our seniors so that we can make sure that we're keeping them as safe as possible while still allowing them to stay in their homes, having those good meals for lunches and dinners that we provide on a daily basis, as well as kind of helping out those individuals that have been unable to donate. As we get larger and larger numbers, more and more people asking, it puts a larger and larger financial strain on us to make sure that we can keep doing this without doing a waiting list. And this grant has gone a long, long way to making sure that that's possible.
Wonderful. So with that, what was that increase looking like? It seemed like probably around that April timeline was when you guys saw that surge. What did that look like?
Well, mid-March, we had to stop serving in our congregate dining sites. And so we transitioned all of our seniors to a home delivery model so that they were able to still getting the meals without collecting together, with us still allowing them to do the social distancing. And we were doing about 1,100 meals a day across Western South Dakota. And we've increased that to about 1,230 a day. And last month alone, it was about 1,930 meals a day that we were providing all across Western South Dakota. So it's been a huge increase. And every day we're seeing more and more people that are wanting to take advantage of the program so they can get those healthy meals, those contacts from 6 feet away, as well as the safety checks that we provide to our seniors.
Wow, wonderful. And then volunteers, how has that been impacted as well?
Jody, you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had an amazing response with the volunteering efforts so far. We've had different partner organizations throughout Rapid City kind of coalesce around the needs of the still active agencies. For example, YFS has lent several of their employees to us so that they can remain paying their employees and having them still do viable work while the YFS buildings are closed to their kids. We've seen some of that through places like YMCA. 211 has been hugely instrumental in making that happen. We've had different church organizations step up and just kind of offer their services however we need them, by virtue of their, parishioners and their clergy and their attendees. So, and that's just the organizations. The outpouring from the community has been huge. I personally, on Facebook, the first 4 days of this thing, was just inundated with people, even just friends or friends of friends messaging me and saying, how can we help? How can we help? I think in this particular situation with the COVID being a national crisis, an international crisis, one of the quotes out there is look for the helpers. And I think that's been one of the biggest things that we've seen in this is just people truly want to get out there and help. I think it's challenging for individuals who are home alone or home with their families and, they're service-oriented people, but they can't go out and help. And I think that's been challenging just generally for the community. So in turn, we do encourage people, if they're able, to just commit their dollars to the resources that are out there, because then they have that feeling of participating, yet are still able to stay safe and isolated in their homes.
Yes, yes, good point. And since we're all kind of in need of a good positive story right now, do you guys have any stories to share on your behalf of your efforts, maybe a volunteer or somebody who's been impacted?
You know, I think for me, the one we just recently had a group of realtors from Black Hills Area Real Estate Association come together because we've been featured as their agency of the year, which we're excited about. But we just delivered food boxes to the seniors in our area to make sure that in case there is some sort of complete shutdown and they're not able to make it to the grocery stores or what have you, they have excess food at home that they can use, you know, for the interim. So this group of over 22 volunteers from realtors came together, and the stories that came out of that were really cool. I kept getting calls saying that was the neatest thing I've done in a long time. We then had participants, our seniors, call in and say that receiving those boxes was like better than Christmas. And they would get just so excited about having something new and fun to open, even if it's just canned goods. So I think that was a really, you know, it seems small to us, but it was huge to them.
Wow, that's great. And one other thing I want to mention to everybody is that Meals on Wheels of Western South Dakota is one of our 50 funded agencies. So during our typical campaign season, which happens from September to December when we're raising funds, they're one of the organizations that we raise for. So I want to make that noted as well. So I want to thank you both for tuning in today and for sharing a little bit. And I would like to open it up if you guys have anything else that you'd like to share about
Sure,
your.
Audrey. You know, in this time of crisis in our community, it's the organizations such as United Way that have been doing work for so many decades here in the area as well as across the country that have really laid the groundwork for the interactions for the various groups, whether it be the nonprofit groups, the government groups, the businesses. Throughout the years, we've all been working together under the leadership of United Way to kind of work out, this is what we do, this is what you do, how can we make sure that we do what we do better through your help, and how can we help you do what you do better? And so when crises like this come, it's thanks to United Way and the organizations United Way, it's so much easier for us to make that call to Feeding South Dakota through whatever those other organizations happen to be that we've been working together for years and say, this is what we have, this is a challenge we're having. And those relationships are there. It makes it so much easier through the funding, through the relationships, through all the different ways that United Way bring us all together to make these trying times a little less trying for all of us, so we know what we can do and how we can do it. So thank you, United Way, for all you do for us and for the organizations and the communities we all serve.
Yes, thank you, George, and thank you, Jody. Thank you to Meals on Wheels for all that you guys are doing with the community and collaborating with these different organizations to really serve those vulnerable communities and those in need. So for anybody who would be interested in making a donation to the COVID Relief Fund, you may do so by visiting our website. It's www.unitedwaybblackhills.org. And then you can visit, when you visit there, you can also see all the different organizations that we have funded. We've given out to date, and as we're recording this, it's about the third week of May, and that we have given out approximately $135,000 to 18 organizations, and we have raised a little over $420,000. So if you are an organization, a nonprofit agency that is experiencing an increase in demand of services and resources due to COVID-19, please visit our website. Again, it's www.unitedwaybblackhills.org, and you can fill out that application for funding. Thank you very much, Jody and George, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Audrey.